Well, Portugal are through to the Nations League final. Cristiano Ronaldo will play another final with Portugal. And, even though it's a Nations League, it's still going to be a competitive matchup because they're going to go up against either France or Spain, which we know will be a great game. Obviously, the Nations League is nowhere near the level of the Euros or the World Cup, but the level of competitiveness is still there, which is, entertaining to see after club football is officially over with. But after watching this Germany versus Portugal game, I'm just going to say, thank God we're going to see France versus Spain tomorrow, because this game was kind of boring. Like, there were some moments where it was entertaining, but I would say most of the game, not that entertaining. Particularly in that first half, it was very boring. Like, not many dangerous chances were created. There was lacking a lot of creativity, especially when we look at the side that Portugal put up with. I was only surprised that they were not being as, creative or on the front foot as they probably should be when the players that they have compared to Germany, where Germany, they have some talents, but it's not the level of talent that Portugal have. Portugal, on paper, have a better team. But when we look at the systems that they played, Portugal have a better system that's suited for them to be able to compete with the highest level like France and with Spain. But the way that I saw Germany play today, I'm just looking at it like if they continue to play like this, they're going to get cooked by any of the top teams. Like, looking into that first half, the first 15 minutes of the game, I say Germany were struggling a lot. They were barely controlling the ball. They could barely create any chances going forward. And Portugal were getting the ball off of them very easily. Like, in that midfield, like, there is no balance at all, and there's not that one midfielder that can control the game for them as much like Portugal have with Bruno Fernandes, with Bernardo Silva, with João Neves, who was playing at the time, which I was confused about because I thought Vitinha, who just won the Champions League and is an amazing midfielder, would have started this game. Who knows, he's probably tired, but he didn't start this game. João Neves started this game, but at the same time, Portugal were lacking control going forward because Portugal were playing their game of hitting Germany on the counterattack multiple times, because the way that Germany plays with like a little 5-back with their wing backs, and obviously they use their wing backs consistently, leaving a 3-back in the back with Tab basically playing as a right back at times. It leaves Germany exposed, but I think Germany did well enough in that first half to really control Portugal's attacks, not really create many dangerous chances. The only really dangerous chance I can remember from Portugal was that one play that Pedro Neto made a cross into Cristiano Ronaldo, but Cristiano Ronaldo just shot it at Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen didn't really have to do much, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that Diogo Costa had to do much as well. Like, Goretzka had like 2 shots where he could have. There was actually one shot that Goretzka could have scored, but he just didn't hit it well enough. But that first half was very, not entertaining at all. Like, Germany were just lacking. It was pretty clear that their game was to go in for crosses, and Portugal were just messing up a lot of counterattacks. But at the same time, credit to Germany for recovering well. But all I'm saying is if Germany play the system against Spain, against France, they're going to get absolutely cooked, because we know that France and Spain have a well-balanced team with great midfielders, with great attackers, and again, Germany's game plan is to use their wing backs, cross the ball, like basically how Inter Milan play and how Atletico de Madrid play. Little 5-back system with counterattack, defensive kind of system, while the other teams play more balanced, more creativity, more dynamic. And if they go up against these teams, they're going to get absolutely cooked. Like, I just don't see how they can actually beat these kind of teams unless they have great caliber of players. But Germany, that lineup that I saw, like, I didn't see any player that really stood out to me. Joshua Kimmich, I thought, had a great game. Florian Wirtz, a little bit involved, but not much of a outstanding game. And the rest of the players were pretty mid, to be honest. But in the first half, they went in 0-0. They go into the second half, and early in the second half, Germany get their first goal with an amazing goal between Florian Wirtz and Joshua Kimmich. I thought that was, a great goal. Kimmich just beautifully lobs it over for Florian Wirtz, and Florian Wirtz just headers it in. Bottom right, Diogo Costa really didn't have a chance there. But after that, I would say it was more back and forth. Portugal started to wake up a little bit more and definitely got more control of the game, starting attacking a lot more. And then the biggest change that really happened was when both teams decided to make 3 subs. For Portugal, they brought in Semedo, they brought in Cancelo, and they brought in Vitinha. And for Germany, they brought in Füllkrug, Gosens, and Gnabry. And I would say that the impact of substitutions for Portugal was well evident, because Vitinha, really know he's an amazing midfielder. He's going to bring a lot more balance and control for Portugal. And out of nowhere, the spark of Gonçalves was just amazing. Like, he comes in, drives at Gosens, the guy who came in for Germany, and cooks him and just scores a golazo. I'm sorry, Ter Stegen just had no chance. It looked like Ter Stegen anticipated, like he was going to go for that kind of shot, but full stretch, he just couldn't get a hand on it. And what a golazo from Conceição. Brings Portugal back into the game. And again, from there on, it was just all Portugal. They were dominating. Germany had absolutely no control. They couldn't attack for anything. Just Portugal was just much better in that second half. And then they get the second goal from Cristiano Ronaldo from Nuno Mendes, who gets through. Easy sweaty for Cristiano Ronaldo. And we already know Cristiano Ronaldo, this is the type of player that he is for Portugal as of now. He wants to be that player that is not always going to get involved, but he needs to be at the right places at the right time, and he was there at the right place at the right time. Gets an easy, sweaty, easy goal to give Portugal the lead. And from there on, it just ended that Germany just created nothing. They couldn't attack for anything. Again, just little creativity going forward. And the game plan that they play is just cross, cross, cross. Nothing going through the middle. No individual stepping up and creating magic like Conceição did for Portugal. Just absolutely nothing from Germany. If this is the game plan they're going to play, I'm sorry. I just don't see them ever winning anything if they play this system, especially with a group of players, like I said, don't show that much talent, don't show that much promise. Obviously, they were missing players like Musiala, who I consider top-notch, but I don't think even him would make such a big difference with this system that they play under Julian Nagelsmann. Got to give Portugal credit where it's due. They had a great game today in that second half specifically. Conceição came in and just changed the match. I thought Semedo did a great job as well. My main standouts for Portugal were Bruno Fernandes, Nuno Mendes, and Conceição. And for Germany, I would give it to just Kimmich, honestly. I thought Kimmich was the only one that actually had a great game. You know, maybe Ter Stegen as well, because he made some crucial saves towards the end where Portugal could have easily made it 3-1. But yeah, again, just Germany lacking a lot of creativity, nothing going forward. And Portugal, I think they just got to be more effective, honestly, because there are going to be moments where they get exposed 100%. And if they don't take advantage of the chances they do get, especially on the counterattack, then they're going to get cooked, because we can all agree that the best teams in Europe when it comes to national teams are Spain and France. So these are the most, creative, the most dynamic, the most attacking, on the front foot type of teams that will create a lot of chances and destroy teams if they're given the chance. And I don't think that Portugal, as of now, is at that level. They have the players to be in that level, but they need to be more effective for sure. But yeah, they're through to the Nations League final. It's going to be very interesting who they go up against, either Spain or France. And let's quickly talk about that. Now, quickly talking about this game between Spain and France, I think it's going to be an amazing matchup. We already seen them play against each other in the Euros, where that was a very competitive game and a very outstanding game for sure. LAMINE Yamal scoring a banger, Kylian Mbappe making an amazing cross for Koulibaly to get them the lead at first, and then Dani Olmo scoring a great goal too, where Koundé gets unlucky, couldn't get a foot onto it, but Spain in the end won the game. And definitely, I think deserved the win. I think Spain were better, but it could have gone either way as well, because again, France have an amazing team where they're going to compete till the end for sure. Now, looking to this matchup again, the Nations League isn't at the level of the Euros, World Cup, so if they lose, I don't think either team would really care. I don't think they'd be, highly disappointed. But when we look at the matchup, more specifically looking between Netherlands and Spain, like that was an amazing matchup. When the second leg, that was an incredible game where you saw the level of competitiveness. As much as not an amazing trophy that they all want to win and lift up, like, oh, I won the Nations League, it's still a level of competitiveness where they want to show the other team and show the world, hey, they're not better than us, we're still the ones up top, especially Spain. They're the Euro winners. They want to show that they're the ones that won that competition for a reason, right? That they're the best team in Europe. So they're going to want to, set an example with the World Cup winners at one point, which was France. I think it's going to be an incredible matchup. The one interesting thing about this is that they're calling this LAMINE Yamal versus Mbappe, which is honestly understandable for sure, because Mbappe has been the main guy for France for years now, especially when we look back at the World Cup and recent Euros and the last World Cup as well. Like, we know that Mbappe has been the main guy, but right now the main guy in France is Ousmane Dembele. I don't know if he's going to start or not, because again, if Vitinha didn't start for Portugal, they're probably tired. 100% they're tired. They play, even though they, I don't know if they should really be tired, because they absolutely cook Inter Milan. But if he does start, then shouldn't it be LAMINE Yamal versus Dembele? I don't know, because, yeah, you could say still Mbappe versus Yamal, because Dembele hasn't really done it for France like that. He hasn't really shown that top level. But, that's definitely an interesting thing, because we all know that the Ballon d'Or contenders right now is LAMINE Yamal and Ousmane Dembele. So, it's going to be an interesting matchup for sure. I already mentioned that I don't think this game is really going to have hold much weight when it comes to who's going to win the Ballon d'Or. Again, in the end of the day, Ballon d'Or, when it comes to the decision being made for that, obviously is based on journalist votes. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be based on who they prefer as a player. Of course, other things matter for sure. How many goals they've scored, how many assists they got in, the trophies that they won. And currently, Dembele leads that race, because he's had a lot of goal influences throughout this campaign in the league, in the Coupe de France, and in the Champions League. LAMINE Yamal has two, but not as much as Ousmane Dembele. And when we come to the trophies, LAMINE Yamal won the domestic treble, but Ousmane Dembele won the actual treble, which is obviously more impressive for sure. So, who knows if this game will hold much weight. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to preference and who people think is the best player in the world. I think LAMINE YAMAL is the best player in the world. I would always give him that. But I've always said throughout this whole season that the Champions League is going to decide who wins the Ballon d'Or. And Ousmane Dembele won it, so I highly see that he will win it. Obviously, when we think of other factors like the Ballon d'Or is always held in France, Paris Saint-Germain won it, that might hold some influence too. But who knows? But if this does hold any weight, I think both players will be looking at it like, hey, it might hold some weight, so let me step up. Lamine Yamal already posted on his Instagram, hey, yo, remember this goal I scored against you guys? Yeah, I remember. I might do it again. Who knows? If he does do it again, wow, give him the Ballon d'Or for sure. But again, you never know. Hopefully it does, and Lamine Yamal, we can flex that he's won the Ballon d'Or at 17 years old. I definitely expect a back and forth game between these two. I think Spain will definitely have more control of the ball because I think Spain's midfield is just better than France's up top. I'd give it pretty much. I swayed a little bit to France, but I called it even because Spain have Nico Williams, they have Morata, and they have Lamine Yamal, and I'm guessing for France they have Kylian Mbappe, Thuram, and Ousmane Dembele. I'm not sure who they're gonna play up top, but pretty even when it comes to their attack, and when it comes to the defense, Spain have a very strong defense as well, with the likes of Cucurella, Kubarsi, Hoytson, and I'm guessing it's going to be I don't even know who the right back is going to be at this point. I generally don't know who the right back is going to be. Maybe, what's his name? Mingueza from Celta Vigo, potentially. And when we look at France's, Koundé is definitely not going to play because he's still injured, I'm pretty sure. Or he's just come back from injury. He's not fully fit. So, Konate, Saliba, Theo Hernandez, and I'm guessing Klaus, that right back, I think from Marseille, if he's still at Marseille. And Mingon and Go, and then for Spain, it's Unai Simon. Definitely evenly matched, but I think it's going to come down to the fine details and who steps up more. Lamine Yamal, Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, or Nico Williams. Who's going to step up more? Especially, I think the midfield battle is going to be an incredible battle. I think that's going to really decide the game. I have a feeling that the midfield is going to really decide the game as much as the attackers. So we'll see. It's going to be an amazing matchup. I will be streaming that match, so make sure to tune in because I'm obviously going to support Lamine Yamal and the Barcelona players. So make sure to tune in for that. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the Germany versus Portugal game. What do you think about this matchup between Spain and France? Who do you think will be playing in the final? And one thing that is going to be beautiful if Spain get to the final, I just recently made a TikTok and uploaded it today, was Lamine Yamal is going to play against Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. That'd be incredible. A passing the torch moment from the GOATs to the new GOAT, from the old generation to the new generation, which is, all I can say is a beautiful moment for sure, and one for the history book. So hopefully Spain get through tomorrow so we can make that happen for sure. But yeah, let me know all those things down in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for every time we upload. Share to your friends that love football, and remember, Barcelona transfer news coming soon. So I will be reporting on them. So tune in for that. Much love. Take care. Bye.